that takes a while to happen. Some hitters can do it more quickly, others can't. And for a guy who's as established as Willy Adames, I don't think that swing adjustment is going to happen overnight, but it looks like he's getting there. He's getting more comfortable. And that's just step one right there of getting to that place where he is feeling comfortable hitting at Oracle Park. 128 Shasky, as in I let out 128 robust ha-has. Think about all the people who are concerned about Willy Adames and the slow start he's had to the season. Had a pair of home runs yesterday against the Rockies. Giants take 3 of 4 from the lowly Colorado Rockies. Almost had a third one there, but it fell just a couple feet shy of that center field wall there. But Willy Adames is he's starting to heat up there, Shasky.
Yeah, he's got 8 hits in his last 23 at-bats. I'm just looking at the statistics right now. 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, 6 walks, stolen base. He's batting .348 with a .484 on-base percentage. He's clearly seeing the ball really well right now, and I think it's a really good sign. Now that the weather's starting to heat up, it feels like Adames is starting to heat up. Chapman's still kind of ice cold, but Lamont Wade Jr. having a really nice day yesterday was a good sight to see. Patrick Bailey having a good day yesterday, and Logan Webb finally picking up a win.
Yeah, that was great. It was great to see Logan pick up a win. Again, it's all this is under the banner of it's the Rockies. It's the Rockies at home. But those wins still count on the schedule just as much as any others. But yeah, no, seeing Adames start to heat up, it's very encouraging for a lineup that absolutely needs that bat to be producing from the 2-hole there. We all know how important, Adames' success was going to be for the Giants to succeed this year. But yeah, the slow start to the season, though, Shasky, it was weird. And you look at Adames' career numbers, he's never really done well in April. So I put my reporter's hat on this past weekend, and I decided to try to figure out what is it about April that vexes Willy Adames. I asked Bob Melvin about this. I asked Ron Wotus about this. I even asked Zach Managian about this. And all of them had their various theories and whatnot, but none of them could really pinpoint the reason why. And Bob, he had some good advice. Oh, you should ask Willy Adames that. The problem is Willy Adames is kind of hard to pin down one-on-one. And so yesterday in the media scrum, we're talking to him. I was about to ask the question, but unfortunately, the great Shayna Rubin, she beat me to it by 1 second and asked, what about April that trips you up, and why are you getting hot now? Here's what Willy Adames had to say about that.
Hey, I think that's the only difference. I don't know. Even when I was talking the other day with my best friend, he's always telling me, like, hey, why you got to be like that, man? Why you got to suck in April? I was like, you think I'm trying to suck? I mean, I'm trying to be good, and that doesn't happen. But like I said, I think, it was just building the confidence and just believing on it. And right now it feels like, we're getting that momentum, and, hopefully we can build from that and just continue to be better.
Look, you're going to think I'm crazy here, but you'd be surprised. A lot of people are this way, in a lot of different walks of life. I'm a summer guy. I love the summer, right? I really do. And I like the heat and all that stuff. I got a kid on my team. His name's Rami. He's a great player. And we have a joke. He's frozen. He's a stud. He's an absolute stud. He cannot hit anything until it turns May. And the other day, it was May 1st, and we had a game, and he hit 3 laser beams. He turns to me and goes, well, it is May 1st, and it's summer, and I start to heat up in summer. But there are certain guys, for whatever reason, the calendar turns, and whether they come out of hibernation or they just need to see a different day on the month or whatever it is, I believe in this stuff. I feel like sports is super mental.
I do think there is definitely a mental aspect of it. Again, the various answers I got, Bob Melvin, he postulated that, maybe the new contract and the new ballpark there's an adjustment period there. Had a good conversation with Wotus about it. We talked about the ballpark factors there and how, Milwaukee, it's a very different ballpark than Oracle Park. So there is a slight swing adjustment that's probably needed there. So he could be working through that. He also said, sometimes pitchers are more fresh in April. So the pitching's a little bit better there. But it is one of those things that really at the end of the day, I love how he phrases it too. Like my friend asked me, like, how come you're sucking right now? Like, I love that directness, but it is just one of those weird kind of quirky things in baseball. You see it all. And again, you see it all the time. It's not like Adames is, an outlier here. So many players, like we saw an extreme case of Blake Snell last year. In Shasky, it only gets more intense as it goes along. Adames, he hits 221 career in April. He's a 234 hitter in May. But when you get further into the summer, in the second half of the year, he's a 280 hitter. So again, it's frustrating to see the slow start now, but if you're someone who likes to see the best baseball played later in the year, then you're going to be really loving what Adames is going to bring to the table based on what the numbers have said in the past.
Yeah, I like that. Now, you're talking about his swing and changing his swing to pack ball. You saw it in the San Diego series. He backspun one to right center.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a righty and you're hitting to right center, like Buster Posey was this way, he could hit a lot of balls to right center. Had Posey played in, let's say, Yankee Stadium with the short right porch, I think that he would have a significant amount of more home runs in his career.
Yeah.
Instead, you have to be more of a line drive hitter to right center. You've got to be more of a gap guy as opposed to a power drive guy to right center. And that is Willy's swing. Like, he wants the ball to get deep, and he wants to be able to backspin it and drive it to right center. That plays in Milwaukee. I don't know if that plays in San Francisco. So there is a adjustment. Now, you don't want to take that away from him because there is a lot of ballparks where that still can play. Dodger Stadium, San Diego, Wrigley Field. Exactly. But it's just like a guy who can't, just pull the ball at Boston. If you're a lefty, maybe you do want to take a couple off the green monster and go the other way. So definitely there's got to be I guess a compromise in terms of staying true to who he is, but also understanding that might not be the best way to approach all my at-bats in this particular ballpark.
And I think that's going to be the real kind of tough adjustment that we're going to be seeing this year for Adames. Because remember, the last couple of years, he has been playing in Milwaukee, and he has been playing in a lot of NL Central ballparks where that launch angle swing does kind of play well in that division. He's playing in a much more in a division with more spacious ballparks here. So there is going to have to be a slight adjustment where he's going to have to kind of lower the angle of that swing a little bit to kind of be more of a gap-to-gap hitter. That takes a while to happen. Some hitters can do it more quickly. Others can't. And for a guy who's as established as Willy Adames, I don't think that swing adjustment is going to happen overnight, but it looks like he's getting there. He's getting more comfortable. And that's just step one right there of getting to that place where he is feeling comfortable hitting at Oracle Park.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And, he's got the richest contract in San Francisco Giants history. So you want to be able to, maximize the player. But I want him to be himself. Look, he's going to get AT&T'd. Everyone does. Whether you're Bonds or Brandon Belt or somewhere in between, right? You're going to get AT&T'd. And so he's just going to have to come to grips with that. But I think he's going to have to learn to pull the ball a little more in AT&T. I think that actually will benefit him.
Yeah, especially if he can start playing with that left center area out there between that like the 370 area. I think that's going to be his home once he really starts getting comfortable there. But again, what's great about Willy is even through the slow start in April, he wasn't letting it affect the rest of his game. He had some iffy moments on defense, but for the most part, the defense was great. And just the presence in the clubhouse has been great too. You mentioned Matt Chapman there, Shasky, a few minutes ago. Had a awful week in San Diego. 0 for everything with all the strikeouts in the world. Had a couple hits this weekend, but they were big ones. A big home run on Friday, the grand slam on Saturday. And he's another guy who, notorious slow starter, he looks like he's kind of starting to find his stroke a little bit at the plate as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They definitely need it. There's just no other way around it. And so they're going to need production from first base, right? They just need it, and they need the left-handed power. But he's not going to give you the power. He needs to get on base, and it was a good step in the right direction.
Well, he has been doing. He's one of the league leaders in walks right now. So getting on base is he's got that kind of underrated speed. One thing though, I've noticed with Chapman that, again, you talk about when the hitting isn't there, what else are they doing? Like we saw last night in Game 7 with the Warriors. Steph, he wasn't scoring, but what he was doing was rebounding. And what I think great players are able to do is, when one aspect of their game that they're kind of known for isn't hitting, they have other aspects that they can deliver on. And for here, it's Matt Chapman's defense. I've learned, Shasky, that Giants starting pitchers love talking about Matt Chapman on defense. I asked Robbie Ray about a play that Chapman made behind him last weekend against the Rangers, and he has this little wry smile as he's talking about it. And then yesterday, I asked Logan Webb a similar question. In the 5th inning, Webb has that error off his glove. He's got first and second with no outs. And then you get a sharp ground ball to third by Brenton Doyle. that Chapman turns into a great, 5-3 double play. And then Logan gets the strikeout to end the inning. I asked Logan about it, and he had the biggest smile on his face talking about the defense that Chapman brings. So, that's one of those things, people love to talk about the intangibles in baseball. This is more of a tangible, but Matt Chapman, the way he is producing, it's not always going to be with the bat. He is producing with the glove in a way that I do believe goes off the stat sheet.